Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Tuesday, May the 7th, 2024. Tuesday, May the 7th. Well, I'm going to go to the part I like the best because this is going to end up being the part of the disaster going downhill, which is named Carly. Okay, Carly goes in and she's like, Jason, just yelling Jason in the warehouse. And he comes from the back taking inventory. What's going on, Carly? Oh, I got to talk to you. Got to talk to you about Sonny. So they go into his office and she says, he's in trouble. And Jason's like, what's wrong with him? He's either off his meds or the dose is not right. Jason goes, I noticed something was off too. She says, when I went over, because I told him I'm not letting Donna come back here until he gets right. She says, and I don't want to keep Donna from her father. Donna loves going to see her father. So she goes, and the way he was talking, Jace, I knew it. I knew it has to do with his bipolar it's not doing the job. So she goes, I went tearing into his bathroom. And he goes, ooh, how did he handle that? And she goes, I was looking for his med bottles. And she goes, and it looks like he's taking them. So what that means, Jason goes, well, then maybe he is. He goes, but no, what that means, he's got to get his blood drawn. Jason's like, yeah, okay. She goes, he's got to get it drawn. I tried to talk him into getting it drawn. I told him I'd go with him. He refused. He doubled down. And Jason was like, well, he won't listen to me either. I won't do any good. And so then she goes, who do you think he would listen to? So she goes, he would listen to Christina, but I don't want to put Christina in the middle of in this situation, and she's pregnant. And so Jason said, yeah, no, not Christina. And so then she goes, who else? He goes, well, he would listen to Ava, but Ava was right there. Ava didn't make any moves to get him to go get his blood drawn. She's like, Ava's got some kind of agenda. I don't know what it is, but you know what? I don't care. All I care about is making sure Sonny is okay. And so Jason says, okay, well, we got to think of someone else. She goes, maybe Dante? But I don't know, you know? And so she goes, or one of them said maybe Dante. And so then he says, anybody else, Carly? So she goes, there is one other person. And I'm trying to rack my brain thinking, who would Sonny listen to? And when she said Stella Henry, I said, bingo, he would listen to Stella. She goes, but she hasn't been around him. And I don't know how I could arrange that because I can't call him over to my house to see Donna because he would come over hostile. And for one, say, why should he have to see Donna supervised at my house and Stella be there? That won't work. She goes, I've got to engineer a meeting between him and Stella because he can't know I'm behind it. If he knows I'm behind it, he won't do it. And so I was thinking, no, Stella has a relationship with Sonny all on her own, period. Stella could easily just show up at Sonny's house and say, you know what? I was thinking about you. And we haven't seen each other in a while. Or Stella would pick up the phone and call him. I was thinking about you. We haven't seen each other. Let's go to lunch. And Sonny would, because look, Sonny's trying to go to lunch with any and everybody, that he can. He really is. So, we'll see what they do. We'll see how, because Stella will come up with a way to speak to Sonny, to get Sonny to come over or a chance meet, she'll do it. Just tell her and just let her know why. Bottom line, Stella knows what the signs of bipolar is. She knows, right? And she will tell him. So that was pretty good. And guess who just bombards himself into the office? John Cates. And he goes, Miss Spencer, what are you doing here? And he looks. And she turns around. She looks at him. She goes, I'm here seeing my best friend. What are you doing here? And he looks at her. So he flips out his FBI badge, official business. She goes, oh, wait, hold on. Not without Jason's lawyer. Let me call Diane right now because he's not saying that. And she goes, Carly. It's okay, Carly. I'll speak to him. And Carly's like, what? Well, okay. So she leaves the office, walks out. She's getting ready to leave. And Kate starts talking about what's the update on pikemen, what progress. And Carly, whoa. She like, hey, so she tiptoes to the side, listening in on the conversation. And I thought, I hope he would say, because your friend Carly's freedom hangs in the balance, but he didn't bring it up. I was hoping he would, because that would have been so good. And Jason says, not much progress, but I am working on it. Well, you're not working hard enough. And blah, blah, blah. Carly is looking like, oh. And then I saw in scenes, the scenes for tomorrow or this week, where it says scenes this week. Carly goes to the prison to see Brennan. See, Carly is going to make this whole thing worse. The whole thing, Carly is back to being Carly. This is how she gets herself and everybody else into so much trouble. Anyway, okay. And now we have, I'm getting so sick of Laura, everybody. So sick of Laura. She's visiting Heather, talking to Heather, and Heather's showing all this remorse. Oh, she doesn't understand why she did all that killing. She understands why she felt the need to protect Esme. She says, and I would protect her again. But I don't know why, for the life of me, I felt killing people was going to do anything for Esme. And so Laura's just soaking it all in, like, oh, she's so oh, well, it was the disease, Heather. And now that, that poisoning is out of your system, now you're starting to come on the other side of the disease. She's holding Heather's hand, and she came there to tell Heather a story about Ace, of what he did that was so cute, as she was singing him a lullaby to bed, and Heather was all just eating it up. And she goes, so when it happened, did you think I want to come and tell me, his other grandmother? And Laura says, well, actually, yes. And I thought, oh, please, Laura. And so she says, because Heather's like, I wish I could see him. And Laura's looking like, oh, no. I will not be bringing my grandson to Pentonville. I won't. But she says, here's the next best thing. She took out a gorgeous picture of him, but it's a picture of him when he was younger, because little 1+-year-old toddler Ace is older than that picture in the baby in the picture, right? I'm thinking, Lord, you could have got a more up-to-date picture, but whatever. So Heather just, she's so in love with him. And she was telling her how she envies the fact that she got to spend time with Esme and Heather never did, and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, that's how that conversation goes. And I said, look, Laura's so busy trying to get Sonny put away, but she's going to be so busy trying to get Heather free. And then it's going to backfire on her. So now we have Sonny coming to the Metro Court to meet Jordan for lunch. Dina's already there with Valentine. And Drew is at the bar, and Willow comes in because she's coming to see Drew. She goes, I'm glad I found you. So when Sonny walks in, Nina sees him. He looks at her, turns his head, and walks over to the table with Jordan. And she was like, yeah, oh, poor Nina. And Valentine is like, still hurts, doesn't it? you know. And so she goes, it is what it is. And so then Willow comes in, and like I said, she goes up to the bar. She tells Drew that she decides to take the job. And Drew was like, okay, but I want to make sure I didn't coerce you into taking this position, that I didn't put pressure on you. She says, why? You mean because you're the man that saved my life? And he goes, exactly. He goes, I did what? She goes, no, you saved my life. And so she says, did that weigh a part in it? Yes. But was that my decision? No. I have my own reasons for doing what I'm doing or wanting to do what I'm doing. So she tells him why, and he's so happy. And Valentine is like, doesn't it worry you what Drew might be saying to Willow? He's probably over there driving a wedge between her right now and you and her right now. Nina looks over. She goes, nah, he's not doing that. If he knows what's good for him. And Valentine's like, really? Oh. So isn't he tormenting you now that you're back in Crimson? She says, we get along. We have our own, you know, she didn't say disdain, but dislike for each other, but we make it work. He is useful for me. And Valentine says, really? So she goes, oh, as a matter of fact, let me prove it to you. So she goes over. Oh, excuse me, Willow, and excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, but Drew, I have the figures you want on blah, blah, blah. Can we meet a little bit later this afternoon? And Drew says, sure, we can. Thank you. Hi, Willow. Nice to see you. She's getting ready to walk away. And so Drew says, Nina, hold on. Listen, Drew, no, no, no. Or maybe Willow said Nina, hold on, and told her she accepted Drew's offer. One of the two. Maybe it was Willow. And she goes, oh, that's really good. Congratulations. And so she goes, but oh, okay. She was trying to I'm not trying to overstay, but so what Drew says, Nina, you know what? I have an idea. Why doesn't Crimson feature a article on that nonprofit and Willow being the spokesperson for it and all the good it's going to do? She goes, oh, well, and she looks at Willow, Willow, how do you feel about that? And she goes, well, it's a part of my job. I'm the spokesperson. I'm supposed to be, I'm going to be doing lots of interviews. So then Nina goes, well, I will have my assistant contact you and set up a date. You two have a good day. And she goes back to Valentine and she sits down and she smiles. She said, I'm going to be interviewing Willow for this new position she's taking. And Valentine is just looking like, oh, really? Like you're doing pretty well for yourself, right? Now, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, Crimson does have articles in it, but I would have thought the Invader. But the Invader, I guess, does more news. You know, It definitely wouldn't fit the gossip column part of it. But anyway, so now Nina's all happy about that. And we're getting a name to the officer that trains the cadets. His name is Calvin. Anna saying Calvin, Calvin. And to me, I think they're trying to make him, even though Andre Maddox is so handsome, more handsome than this actor playing Calvin, but now I'm starting to see Anna and Calvin together much more, right? And so she had told him yesterday she was going to be moving, and he said, oh, I'll help. She goes, no, no, I've got some private files I'll be taking from storage. I don't need anybody else's hands on them. So as she's moving stuff in, all of a sudden, Calvin comes to the front door with a box because her door is open. She's going in and out. And she goes, Calvin, he says, thought you could use some help. And so he walks in, and then Dex and a couple other cadets walk in with boxes, and they put them down. And he goes, now get all the other boxes and bring them back in here. Take the stairs, don't take the elevator. And she's like, you're making them take the stairs? And he said, they're working out. This is a training exercise. So yes, they're taking the stairs. And so she goes, I thought I told you I didn't need any help. And he says, and yet here we are. So that was cute. He helped her. And then Felicia comes, and Felicia talks to Anna, and she's trying to tell him to be very careful with, being around Valentine. Because Anna ended up saying that, she honestly feels Valentine is heavily, heavily involved with Pikeman. And she goes, and I'm going to find out. And so Felicia's like, okay, Anna, but be careful, because your heart is involved where Valentine is concerned. And she goes, no, this is going to be strictly, me getting information. She goes, okay, I'm just telling you. Valentine, she goes, I know Valentine very well. And so she goes, and Valentine knows you probably even better. So I'm just saying, Anna, you were deeply in love with Valentine, and those feelings don't just go away. So she's warning her not to, get hurt in her feelings where Valentine is concerned. So that's pretty much it, everybody, for the daily recap of General Hospital. I'm going to go to comment corner, and I'm going to start from the bottom and go up to the top. So we have Christy Ann says, what? GH is still on? And then Cassia says, 61 years and counting. And then I am says, yep, Monday through Friday. Christiane says to Cassia, that's amazing. And then Christiane says, I started watching with my grandmother in the 70s, along with all my children, and as the world turns. Then Days of Our Lives in Santa Barbara. I might have to tune in to see what's happening. And so Cassie says to Christiane, please tune in and welcome back. I was 8 years old when General Hospital started. I was a teenager when I got into All My Children and One Life to Live. General Hospital is a real survivor. Well, we all know my story. Started watching General Hospital, it was in black and white. You all know, because I'm looking at the time frame some of you started. It was in black and white in a half hour. I started watching with my grandmother. And so been watching it ever since. And then it was definitely All My Children. It was All My Children. One Life to Live was nestled in between, and then General Hospital. I watched some of One Life to Live. I was not a avid, diehard One Life to Live a fan, but I did watch it. I do know pretty much a lot of those storylines from One Life to Live. So now let's see, since I'm scrolling up, we have Dacia says Ava is getting whatever is coming, whatever is coming back to her. Karma is coming. That is so true. And then Donkey says, Ava doesn't think, why does Carly not want Sonny around Donna? Maybe Avery is not safe. You would think she would think that, right? Self-preservation of her own child, and not she might not think Sonny will hurt her child, but she's listening to Sonny talk. She's seeing the way Sonny is acting. She's hearing the anger and the expression in his body. Avery would see that too. And what's so interesting to me is, you notice they never mention Avery. Now, at least when Ava and Sonny were together, either Avery was with Ava, or Avery, is back and forth. But now that they're living together, they really don't let Avery go see Carly. Where's Avery been? Because Sonny's been home an awful lot, and so is Ava. She must be in school, but guess what? In the evenings, Sonny's still been around. So then we have Maria says, when Alexis gets her law back, she will be with Ferguson, Burns, Lane, Davis. Um, they were a super couple on Santa Barbara. Their baby story started from the beginning when it all came out. It was memorable, kind of like Sonny and Alexis's story. And then you kind of talk a little bit about, I guess, the other story on Santa Barbara, Maria. It's going to be Diane and Alexis. So Miller and Davis, because Diane owns her own law firm. And then Denzel says, I was so glad that Anna told Dante not to quit the PCPD because of his father, Sonny, because that would have been dumb and stupid for the new writers to write Dante off for him to stop being a cop. Especially what I guess you were saying after Dante's passing, he survived all that to be a cop. So yeah, that was stupid. Being a police officer has always been his passion. So excuse me, we shall see how they're going to do that. Then he says what Blaze needs to fire her mother because she's controlling at this point. It looks like we're going to see a new romance coming between Sonny and Natalia, but Sonny doesn't need a new love. He's got he's got a lot going from Pikeman to Jason to Carly, his meds, his temper, and Ava living in his place. Sonny does not need no new love at the moment right now. That is so true, Denzel. But what I do love is when Natalia asked Sonny, is there any romance between him and Ava? And he responded to Natalia, they are not together. And that he dismissed Ava like she was a piece of trash. I laughed so hard. He sure did. He's like, look, don't you have a call to make? You know what I mean? Get out of here. Says the look on Ava's face was straight jealousy. I loved it. But Natalia better watch her back because she doesn't know about Ava's past history. Great review, daily recaps, like always. Natalia doesn't even know Sonny's a mob boss. Oh, she definitely couldn't handle that at all. And she's going to see him. Natalia is just a stopgap in the middle right now. She's going to see him flip out. And unfortunately, that might draw a wedge between Blaze and Christina because Sonny is going to really scare Natalia. And then Blaze will take her mother's side and Christina, although Christina now is starting to see Sonny in a different light, but Blaze doesn't know Sonny's a mob boss either. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to put a wedge between Blaze and Christina. And then Lisa says, really, Christina? Shorthand my baby instead of Molly's baby? Alexis handled that very well without freaking Christina out. Ava's getting Sonny not to get his blood checked. She does not want Sonny to find out he is not getting his meds. She could have gotten him back into the proper dose without being blamed for it. Yes, she could have. And guess what? Now it's going to be all her fault. And then I am says Ava's trying to save herself by having Sonny get a blood test to prove Carly wrong only means Carly was right. Sick of Chrissy, Natalia acts like a bored, overbearing housewife. Ava versus Natalia, Sonny is gonna have fun. And then Linda says, I think Anna hates Sonny. I think Anna is coming to the realization that Sonny is a criminal, plain and simple. Let's see. And then we have Lisa saying Dante didn't say he wanted a workaround. He said he wanted to leave the PCPD. Natalia is very domineering and messing up Blaze's music career. She thinks she could tell her kids what is better for them than they know themselves, and they're adults, right? Sonny venting to Natalia, and she's sitting there listening to him, having to wait for having to wait on them was funny because she had to sit there as he just unloaded. And then I am says, I think Natalia said he was a drum solo. Yeah, he was a solo act headliner, and now she wants to let him start to bite off of Blaze's success and really take over. And Aisha says, when is Ava going to start looking in to who's behind the tampering with Sonny's med, like she told Nicholas she was going to do? For all she knows, this unknown party could be reducing his meds to zero eventually. What will she do then? Or is this a matter of what she doesn't know? What she doesn't know, she doesn't have to do anything about. Twisted thinking, but that's nothing new, just more of the same. As for Sonny's penthouse, nicely decorated, unless I missed Nina redecorating, she did not. When she moved in, then the taste that Natalia's admiring is probably Carly's from back in the day. The penthouse, Carly did not decorate. That was all Sonny. As a matter of fact, every place that Carly moved into, Sonny barely let her add her taste into it because she's wanted to redecorate all kinds of things. He finally remember the house she's staying in, the color tones used to be way darker. Finally, after years, Sonny let Carly change the decor in that house. And probably it was through one of their divorces that she went ahead and did it. Because he always kind of has a more iron fist to what what the surroundings look like, which is why it was really out of character for him to say, I could use a woman's suggestion. Oh, really? DL says, what the darn was the montage of Dex dressing himself? And then Cassie says, I know, it looked like they were setting him up to be jumped in the locker room, but nothing happened. TR says he looked worried. Now he's officially in. Yeah, when I saw Dex putting on that uniform and the way they did it, I thought, oh my God, he's going to get beaten up. I really did think that too. You know, I was right there with you guys. And then P. Merle says, I just have about had it with Anna and her guilt tripping Sonny's family into working against him. She is shaming herself as a professional law enforcement. I can't wait until Sonny's case reaches the Court of Appeals. If memory serves, it was Emily who diagnosed Sonny as bipolar when she was nanny of the Corinthos boys, not Carly. Let's see if, well, he didn't say Carly diagnosed him. He said he was instrumental in getting him a proper official diagnosis because Emily can't officially diagnose anything. She wasn't a doctor. What was Emily? Maybe she was going to be a doctor, but she wasn't a doctor. Let's see if Sam kicks Dante to the curb for staying with PCPD. I want to see Anna have this conversation with Robin. And then IM says Carly didn't diagnose it. She couldn't. Carly and Jason were pivotal in keeping him and his family safe. Linda says Carly knows the signs, but it was Emily who helped with that. I remember. Okay. All right, everybody, that's it. That's it for Comment Corner. Excellent comments, everybody. Great, great job. I'll be back tomorrow with another episode of General Hospital. You push this recording stop button here.